Welcome back to the weigh-in. Today, gonna try a different format. Gonna go on Twitter, read what's going on, comment what's going on. Maybe stop on a few pages for fights, fight news. So let's see. Let's get it going. Here. Let's see where we're at right here. Let's go home. All right. Let's keep going. Yo, Jamel hearing I'm gone. I think he meant I'm gonna be in Colorado next week. You want to give Bomac my belt and he give it to me, or you want to ship it? I can send you my PO box. So this is interesting, right? This is interesting because Shakur and Jamel kind of had I thought an understanding. That's what they said they had. I knew they didn't. I knew that would fall apart. But they supposedly had an understanding that Jamel would vacate the belt and then Shakur would fight for it and take it over. I don't know why Jamel would do that, right? Especially because he's worked so hard to get to this position. He's now finally a world champ. And he can now get some actually decent money fights. And Shakur Stevenson would be a decent money fight for him. I don't know why he would just do that and fold to Shakur Stevenson. I never thought that would happen. Looks like, getting a little bit more trash talk here. Looks like it's building up to something. If you don't do Jamel Herring versus Valdez, Shakur Stevenson is the next matchup that makes sense. And Shakur Stevenson needs a legit opponent. So, of course, this fell apart. Of course, this wasn't exactly, the friendships come to an end once money and bouts get involved. And that's the fight to make. That's like one of the fights to make. It's an easy one to make. So it just makes sense. But let's see here. Let's keep on going. But of course, those guys, the friendship didn't work exactly as planned. Let's see here. People don't know that my guy Jay Will has been in camp with both Canelo and Triple G. Has a victory on Showtime too. Who the hell is he talking about? Jay Will, Black Wolf. I don't know what that is. He's getting into it with Dougie Fisher. And what's Dougie Fisher like? Is that his real name? Douglas Fisher. I've never been a fan of Douglas Fisher. I'll be honest with you. I just never been a fan. And I don't know what it is. I don't really care for his opinions. I don't care for the way he talks boxing. I think that a lot of people kind of agree with me on that. I don't mean to hate on people or something like that, but I just don't. I don't agree with a lot of his opinions. I'm just not that big a fan of him and his opinions and his takes in fighting. What else we got here? Let's see here. Francis easily broke down the evolutions of Francis Ngannou's life. So detail. Okay. Let's see here. You might... A lot of mistakes today. A lot of spelling errors. Marcos Viegas. But okay, you might laugh, but this Jake Paul Ben Askren fight is going to do a milli pay-per-view buys. Probably 1.5. As weird as it sounds, Jake is becoming a cash cow in boxing. I don't know where we're getting that, right? No, maybe he does. We're going to find out. But Jake Paul's never main event a fight. He's never had a fight card that's purely based on him. He never has. So let's see what he does. But the Tyson Roy Jones one was Tyson Roy Jones selling those pay-per-views. Now, I'm sure Jake Paul had a little bit to do with it, but he's never sold pay-per-views before. He's never been the headline of a card. This card is based 100% on him. We're going to see what it does. We don't know what it does. We don't know the Triller, even the Triller information is correct, but we don't know what he does. So we're going to see. I don't know if he can headline a card. That's the thing is, the assumption that he's could sell pay-per-views, that's a whole nother thing. Being known, people are saying, maybe Brian Garcia couldn't even sell pay-per-views right now. He's really known. He's got a fan base. So to say that Jake Paul's going to sell, a million pay-per-view buys, that's a lot of pay-per-view buys. 1.5 million is insane. So I don't know that, but I keep hearing that he's going to sell all these pay-per-views. I want to see if he does that's it. I can see it makes sense. It goes in that direction, but we haven't seen it yet. So people are so confident on that. I don't know. I don't understand where that confidence comes from. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm breaking down that fight on the Mouthpiece Podcast you catch on Spotify. But I'm gonna break down, technically break it down what I think is gonna happen in my opinion. But the people are so confident that's gonna sell all these pay-per-views 1 million. That's a lot. 1.5 million is insane. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays. So I wouldn't say I'm 100% confident. I don't really know what to expect. He's never had to sell pay-per-views like that before. Let's see here. Tyson Fury versus Joshua. We're still waiting on the news for that. There's a lot of people with been claiming that that's not going to happen. And Russell Crowe is super fat in this picture. My goodness. What is going on? And Russell Crowe, like, look at, he's the Gladiator. It goes quick. Like, I feel like your body goes quick. It happens to athletes, of course, it happens to actors. Anthony Durrell, so whoever want to fight, hit me up. I did not get Anthony Durrell's last fight. Like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand the matchup. They did that because no one knew his opponent, and it was like a little bit more riskier fight. And I feel like, why give him fights to like build him up? Like, why give him fights to like build him up? Like, we know who he is, and he's more like an opponent to like a good guy. Like, why not give him like Caleb Plant or Benavidez in a rematch? Why be like, oh no, let's like try to build you up? He doesn't need it. We know who he is. Like, his level, he's not gonna become like a superstar. You know what I mean? Like, unless he beats like a really good guy, he's not gonna. It's just not gonna happen for him. He's had a lot of He's had someone try to build him up in his career. He's as high as he's gonna be. People that know him. He's a credible opponent. Why didn't he fight Caleb Plant? Like, why take those shots? I don't know. Let's see. Triple Boxing, he usually has a lot of opinions. Let's see. Gervonta Davis is going to be the face of boxing real soon. The haters ain't going to appreciate it. Tank going to give Mario that Popeye's 2-piece and a biscuit, no drink. Believe that. Gervonta Davis is like a big star in boxing. He is. I don't know if he has like the defense, right, to where he's going to be able to move up in weight and still be effective. Like, I think that the weight he's at, like at 130, is like his sweet spot. 135, it gets a little bit more like, it gets a little bit more shaky. Like, especially people can land on him, and he's not that defensive. He's not that great. Like, I think maybe sometimes he gets a rep of being like really defensively great, or maybe just because he has the ability, like he does good counterpunch or stuff like that. But like, that Barrow fight is interesting, right? Because Barrows is just a bigger man, and he's gonna land. He's not a bad fighter. He's gonna land on him. It's just like, Gervonta Davis is not that big. He's not that big of a human being, and he gets hit. He gets hit clean. So I don't know. I think Gervonta Davis is a star in boxing. There's no doubt about it. And maybe, could he be the star at 130? That's the question, right? Could he be a star at 130, 135? Can he be the biggest star in boxing? I don't think that's ever been done before, right? Manny Pacquiao wasn't like even an argument like being the biggest star in boxing until he gets like 147, 140, 147. So could he be the biggest star in boxing at 135? That's never been done before. And I think that the guys like Teofimo are moving up. Ryan Garcia will eventually move up. Damon Haney will eventually move up. So guys like Shakur and Gervonta Tank, I don't know if they have the size to go up any further really than that. And Shakur's probably get to 130, 135. Can they be stars at that weight? It's a lower weight. It's interesting to to watch. Let's see what else we got here. Y'all gonna be crying when Tank knock your favorite fighter out at 130 to 140. I don't know 140. Like okay. Like, let's say he beats Barrios. I don't know if he knocks him out. I think I would favor right now, like before breaking down the fight, I would favor him to win a decision. I don't know if he's knocking him out. Like, at 140, those are bigger human beings than him. Like 10 pounds, like naturally bigger than him it's a lot of weight in boxing. And so this guy said, Haney, Lopez, Tank, and Ryan all need to fight each other. But personally, I have Haney and Lopez in the finals. A lot of people are hyped up on Haney, and I understand like why. Haney, he's a very good fighter. He's he has all the things. He's not like done anything to truly wow me yet. For like the hype that he has, like Ryan Garcia and Teofimo and Tank have all done it, right? They have all done it at some level. They've done at least like, okay, so people are probably gonna hate on Ryan Garcia versus Campbell. I don't know why. Campbell's a legit fighter. He's given some tough fights, so like especially Lomachenko, right? But Haney hasn't beat anyone. And when like even like Gamboa, like it wasn't an impressive victory. And then when they gave Haney he had the undercard of Logan Paul, sorry. And that was supposed to be like, like grab some fans, get a highlight. He didn't even get a highlight reel knockout there. So he has not like taken that leap to the next level. Now, yes, is he schooling people with some boxing skills? Yes, he is. But these are guys that he's supposed to be schooling at that level. He's probably supposed to be stopping them. So yes, okay, you're schooling them with boxing, but it's not like you're schooling world champions. That's different. He's not doing that. He's schooling guys that he should be schooling. So now you got Leonardo, who's a live dog in that fight. And it's definitely going to put some offense on him. Right? But he has not done anything where I'm like, oh, wow, that's the next guy. You got to remember, Teofimo beat Lomachenko. And questionable, but he beat Lomachenko. And then you have Tank, they knocked out Leo Santa Cruz. And Tank stopped Pedraza. And then you have Ryan, who beat Campbell in devastating fashion. They're not, and Teofimo, when he fought guys that were less than him, you've seen it. They looked less than him. Same thing with Tank, except for the Gamboa fight, right? Ryan stops everyone. So I don't know why. Like I get the hype behind it. I put the stock in here. That's fine, right? But he hasn't done anything yet to like say like he's far superior than all these guys. He hasn't. We have to see it. You have to see it. You know what I mean? You can't just be potential. Potential gets old. And I'm not saying that it's not his fault. That people aren't really in a hurry to fight him. I get that as well. But why would you be? Because he's not a big name. So why would you be in a hurry? What is he bringing to the table that you need to fight him? That's what he needs to start doing. He needs to start thinking of that in his performances. And I know it's just like get the win, but it's not just get the win. Paul Spadafora had 40 wins. Paul Spadafora had 40 wins. You didn't know who Paul Spadafora was. No one did. Okay? He wasn't getting on TV. He wasn't main eventing. There's a lot of guys that are undefeated. That doesn't mean anything unless you're wowing crowds or beating credible opponents. I'm telling you, Triple Boxing, he's all day on this. Let's see here. What else we got? I did want to see. I'm going to show you this just because we're talking about Jake Paul and how good he is, and it's. Sometimes I wonder too. I'm like, how good is he? You know what I mean? So let's see if does Triller have. I thought I saw. Yeah, here we go. There's an advertisement for it, and he's shadow boxing, and I really wanted to show this because it was terrible. Now they're not showing it. Let's see here. I don't think they're showing it. It's him shadowboxing, and it was god awful. And I just couldn't believe it. And I was like, who allowed them? Who did this? And was like, yeah, this kid, let's post this on there, right? Like it was just not good. It was not good at all. Let's see here. Let's look up Jake Paul. Jake Paul. Let's see here. Jake Paul. Yeah, I don't know. They don't have it, but it was horrible. They were taken down. See, so that's how bad it was. The people. I think people. And of course, like kids or whatever, the people don't watch boxing, whatever, or even people like boxing fans, I think they're a little bit deceived, and I get it. And there's like a lot of things Ben Askren is saying is right. Ben Askren's a really smart guy. He's fought so low level that we don't know how good he is, right? Kimbo Slice looked like unbeatable, like when he fought street fighters. You know what I mean? Like he looked really good. Kimbo Slice could not. Kimbo Slice is a better fighter than Jake Paul. Okay, Kimbo Slice cannot outstrike like he can't outstrike anyone in like the top 40, 50, 60 of the sport. Like he's just a low level tough man competition, right? Watch a tough man competition. There's guys in there that look effective because they're fighting other tough man contestants. So I think people are like thinking like he's not gonna blow through him like how you think he is. He might win, but he's not gonna blow through him. He's definitely not going to do that. So I think expectations sometimes expectations are just too high for someone. And I think that's what it is for him. And it's like, is it going to be as impressive if he walks away with a decision win, a close one, right? Does he have the same hype going forward? I don't think so. I think he needs to end it in a knockout no matter what, or he needs to just destroy him. And I don't think that's going to happen. So I just think that like the expectations, and he needs to have those expectations to sell. It's like, which is interesting. He needs to have those expectations to sell the fight, but they might be his end at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because honestly, it's too much. It's too much for him to live up to. He basically has to knock all these guys out and make them look silly. Now, if he does do that, then if he knocks out Ben Askren in the first round, like his next fight, he really is going to sell 1.5 to 2 million because it's just like people it starts getting the ball rolling basically. And if he knocks out an MMA guy, a guy that's taken punches before, that's a fighter, a legit fighter, maybe not legit stand-up fighter, but a legit fighter, it gets interesting at that point. And then he gets more tension. Then it gets a bigger name fighter and MMA fighter to come fight him. So. But sometimes I just think these expectations end up killing people. It's funny. See, Jamel here, he said, bro, funny. So maybe they're joking around, but I don't think it's that funny. Me personally, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like you're gonna give your bout up to him. Why? Why are you gonna give your bout up to him? Why not just tell him, well, you wait then. If you don't want to fight for me, right? Then you just wait, and I'll retire the bout when I'm done. When I'm done fighting for it, then you can fight the guy that beats me, right? Why am I giving up my bout? That's what I'm curious. Now, I don't give a crap about belts. Me personally, I think you get rid of all of them. It doesn't matter, right? It's only the best fighter fight the best. But you kind of have to play that game a little bit. I do want to get into this whole Conor McGregor thing. So let's get into that, because I do have an opinion on this. Okay. So Conor McGregor, right? So they were buddy, right? Conor McGregor. They did this whole buddy thing, and it wasn't real. Okay, it wasn't real. It was like Conor McGregor said, like, he tried to show another side of him, try to say, I don't need to do this to fight, whatever the thing. And it was horrible. And people didn't want to, they used it, and they were like, oh, it's more mature. But they didn't want to say what it really was. It was horrible. It was boring. I didn't like it. I didn't see any fire in Conor McGregor, right? And then it kind of just all benefited Poirier, because he didn't have to worry about the trash talk, didn't have to get mad, didn't have to get frustrated. All those things kind of benefited him. But they're going into this fight now, and Conor McGregor's had his pride hurt, right, and everything like that. He's a little more pissed going into this fight, and he's definitely been more confrontational with everyone. But so Poirier says that that Conor said that he was going to stop Poirier, something like that, and those things. And then Poirier said that Conor said he was going to give $500K and never did. Right, never did. And I could have told you that was going to happen once Conor lost. Like, he wasn't going to give $500K to someone that beat him. Okay, no matter how nice or mature Conor McGregor suddenly got, which he didn't. You know what I mean? If Conor McGregor is who Conor McGregor is, people think that, like, he's like if he was acting, like this was an act. It wasn't an act. It was over exaggeration maybe of his personality, but it wasn't an act. This really is who Conor McGregor is. If you're a good trash talker, it's because you have it in you. Like, a good a wrestling trash talker, right, really has that in him. They were talking about Roman Reigns, and this might be going off. People don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, but let's just keep going with it. Roman Reigns, right, was the next big guy in WWE. Like, he was a good looking guy. He had the look, he had the size, everything. They wanted him to be the good guy, the next John Cena, The Rock, but as a good guy, Hulk Hogan type of thing. But the crowd never bought it, because the crowd knew that it was being forced upon them. Now, Roman Reigns didn't really have much of a personality either that worked. But because Roman Reigns had to basically eat shit for the whole time, because the crowd they were trying to sell him to the crowd as a good guy, and the crowd wasn't taking him. So basically he was just hated because he wasn't a bad guy, but he was getting treated like a bad guy, but he had to play a good guy, right? So he ate shit for about, a few years there. He almost developed like an anger inside of him, and a hate for the fans, and a dislike, and it's a real thing that developed in him, which allowed him, when they finally did make him a bad guy, to really be good at it, because he had all this built in him to take out on the fans. That's really in Conor McGregor. He really is. Everything he's saying, he really truly believes. It's not just to like sell a fight or anything. It helps. It's exaggerated. It helps, but it really is who he is. And to say that he got like mature and everything, it didn't. I'm sure he got mature, but it's not like he's just suddenly an amazing guy or everything like that, right? When you're gonna fight someone, there's only so amazing you can be, right? It's so with Manny Pacquiao that doesn't talk. That's just because he does that. That's just not his thing, right? But he still has every mean intent in his body when he's gonna fight you. It's not like he's going in there like, I hope, I'm sure he hopes the guy's healthy, but he's going in there to knock the guy out cold on his feet. That's what he's doing. So Poirier calls him out for not going through with his promise of the $500,000. And then Conor McGregor says, "You're ripped, you inbred hillbilly. Why do you think? Why do you wink with your ears? You fucking brain dead hillbilly. $500K with no plan in place. Yeah. Hang on. Hang on tight, fool. You must." Be new to money. The fight is off, by the way. I'm going to fight someone else on the 10th. Good luck with your old contract, kid. Okay, so this is more like the old Conor McGregor, but still seems a little bit more like the frustrated Conor McGregor, more like Conor McGregor we've seen with Khabib, right? Not a lot of creativity to his trash talk, just more spewing it out, right? And now I do think it's kind of a bad look for Conor McGregor that he said he was going to give that $500K when he was playing nice. and didn't do it. No matter if someone said, well, what's your plan in place for that? Yeah, you said you would give him $500K. You said that his donation, his charity was doing good works. So at that point, when you said it, you never said, well, as long as I know where the money's going. And maybe, people are saying, well, that's good that he looked into it. Maybe, right? Maybe. But most likely what happened was Conor McGregor lost that fight and said, screw him. I'm not going to pay him no $500K. And I know that Conor McGregor's manager, or wherever the hell that one guy does, who handles his money, who looks like a crook. If you drew a crook in a movie, that's what that guy would look like. And he said, like, no, Poirier, that's not the deal we had. You shut the hell up. No one cares what the hell you have to say. You said $500K. You didn't pay the $500K, right? So don't say all high and mighty that where all your money goes and everything like that. That's BS. Okay, don't play that game. You didn't pay the $500K. You got mad, you got spiteful, and you didn't pay the $500K to the charity, right? And you said the charity did good stuff, so you already had looked into it. So that's fine. No, who's to tell you to do with your money? You said you're gonna do it. You didn't do it. You're not a man of your word, or of that word at least. Then that's fine, right? And who cares? It's a lot of money. Who's to tell you how you have to spend your money? But I don't like the excuse. You didn't tell them where it was going, whatever. It was going to the charity, right? The charity that you said you're going to pay the thing. Everyone, people donate to charity all the time, and they just give to, and hope it goes to the right place. But it seems like the old Conor's back, and that makes me happy, though. I like the old Conor. I like the trash talk Conor. It's a fight. I don't need them to be friendly. Honestly, I don't. It doesn't sell the fight more. If it's in their genuine heart to be friendly, that's fine. That works too. Like Pacquiao works. He's not like a trash talker or anything like that, but I know he has that intent. The thing is, I thought Conor was like playing an act, and I thought going into the fight, like, well, this act is kind of weak because it's not his real intent, and I feel like it's limiting him as a fighter. So now Conor McGregor's going to go in there pissed, and Poirier's going to go in there pissed, and now I really want to see this fight. That's how you sell a fight. Be yourself. And I didn't like that Conor McGregor wasn't himself, but I also think that was kind of whack that he didn't pay the $500K, especially after he said he did, and he got a lot of like him being a good guy for it. Let's see here. And is there anything else? There's a lot of things going on with the fights this weekend, but I don't know. It's been like really busy on Twitter, and now like no news is popping up, which is kind of, I don't know, just bad timing, I guess. But they've gotten to some good points.
If Winston Churchill was here staging all this, we'd lose it to the foreigners. No chance. He'd want it here at all cost. They're wasting billions every day on crap. They're wasting billions.
So I'm guessing he's talking about the Joshua. I mean, I'm not guessing. I know he's talking about the Joshua Fury fight in England, which I think if we're going to have fans, I don't know why they can't do that, but they want to get paid the most money they can. I understand that. I kind of don't like when the fights are like in Saudi Arabia, because it just feels like, not really like their fans can go see it. You know what I mean? It just kind of feels like, I don't know. It feels like more spectacle than like substance of like the crowd, at least. So I hope they figure out, but most likely it's going to be over there. But I just want to see the fight. I just want to see Joshua in the fight. And if it's not going to happen, and we'll find out this week, right? And there's a lot of guys that are putting, a lot of their reputations, I guess, on Twitter on this fight. Like if it does happen or it doesn't happen, I just want to see it happen. I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not in on these meetings and stuff. I don't know where people are getting their information. Maybe they do have information, but I don't have that. But I just want to see that fight. So that's what I'm hoping for. Heavyweight fights to happen, like AJ Ruiz versus Wilder. Like that's a really good fight. And I think that's a fight that obviously PBC is trying to make. But also, just so I'll end on this, why doesn't the PBC get any, like everybody's saying like Fury this and Top Rank this for the Wilder fight? I don't think PBC wants that fight. The Wilder Fury number 3. I think they lost money on that fight, and I think that they just have no interest in making that fight again. And I haven't seen them up in arms about it. But no one blames them. No one blames Al Heyman or them for allowing this fight to slip through the cracks. Now, whether the arbitration says that or not, it seems like most of the effort's coming from Wilder's side than really PBC's side, right? I haven't heard them say anything like that. And I feel like if they really wanted this fight, which I think that, I think Bob Arum knows that they don't, because he knows the business side of it and he knows what he lost on it. I think that he knows that they don't, and that's why I think he feels so confident to make another fight. But that is funny that no blame goes to the PBC on this, who clearly does not want this fight. I don't know. I find that interesting. But guys, this has been The Weigh-In. Thank you for listening or watching or whatever.